Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's Nicky D, and welcome back to the Nicky D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2020 All-College Football Top 25 Week 9, brought to you based on the AP poll that dropped earlier today. Who do you think should be in the top 25 that's not there? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. I hope everybody continues to have a wonderful day, and without further ado, let's get to number 25, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Vanderbilt getting their first top 25 appearance on the season after they had a home game against Boise State and walked out with a 20-14 victory. I have to think a big reason why they're here is because of how they played against Alabama a few weeks ago. Still, it's great to see Vanderbilt in the top 25. I really hope they continue to move up. They're 5-2 on the year, and the future is bright in Nashville. Number 24, Navy. Navy was at home also this week as they hosted the Charlotte 49ers, and they showed the nation why they are so great offensively. They beat them down 51-17. Navy improving to 6-0 on the season. They are bowl eligible, and they're currently number 24 in the country. Number 23, Army. Army also had a home game this week against Eastern Carolina, and they also showed us why they're so great offensively as well, dropping 40-plus points on the Pirates. And Army can run the gauntlet. Can't wait for the Army-Navy game. Army is 7-0 on the year, and yeah, Army is really looking like a threat going into November. Number 22, SMU. The SMU Mustangs were on the road this week as they went to California to take on Stanford, and the running game of SMU is why they were so great in this week. They thrashed Stanford 40-10. SMU 6-1 on the season and currently number 22 in the nation. Number 21, Missouri. Missouri was at home this week against Auburn. They were down 17-6 going to the fourth, but where they started the turnaround and came back and punched it into the end zone with under a minute to go to get to 6-1 currently on the season. And Missouri, if Luther Burden III can get it really going, if Brady Cook can really get it going, then Missouri could find themselves climbing back up into the top 25. Number 20, the Illinois Fighting Illini. Illinois this week hosted the defending national champions, then 24-ranked Michigan Wolverines, and honestly, this was a defensive battle, but Illinois showing us a different side of them this week. The defensive side really helped win this game as Illinois beat Michigan 21-7, and they are 6-1 on the season. Number 19, Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Panthers, one of 5 teams this week to have a bye. The next 3, including this one, had a bye, but Pittsburgh had a week to rest and recuperate. Still undefeated on the season at 6-0, and the second half of the season definitely looks promising for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Number 18, the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss 5-2 on the year. A nice bye week to rest and recuperate as they get ready to get into November. And Mississippi's Jackson Dart really needs to play well in November. They're coming off of an overtime loss to LSU. But if they can play well in November, Mississippi could get themselves into the college football playoff. Number 17, Boise State. The Boise State Broncos have been pretty good this season. Their only loss so far was to the Oregon Ducks. We'll get to them later, but they had the bye, so they'll be able to focus on their next game in 2 weeks. Boise State 5-1 on the season, and depending on how the second half of the season goes, it could really go well for Boise State. Number 16, the Kansas State Wildcats. Kansas State went on the road this week to Morgantown to take on the West Virginia Mountaineers, and dominating victory. They won their game by 27 points, 45-18. Kansas State is 6-1 on the season, and if they continue to play like this, then they are going to make a lot of noise in November. Number 15, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama went into Knoxville this week and they lost to Tennessee 24-17 in a back and forth game. And Alabama is 0-2 in the state of Tennessee this year. So first time that's happened since 1984. Alabama, multiple losses before November. And if they don't get it together, they could see themselves falling much further than number 15. Number 14, the Texas A&M Aggies. Texas A&M went into Starkville this week as they were at Mississippi State, and they came away with a 34-24 win as Texas A&M trying to prove they're one of the best teams this year in the SEC, and a 6-1 record to boot really adds that advantage home. Number 13, the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana has been extremely impressive this season. They had a home game against Nebraska and put down a historical beatdown on Nebraska. They won their game 56-7, a 49-point victory for the Hoosiers, as they've scored at least 40 points in all 7 games so far this season. They are 7-0 on the year. Number 12, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame went on the road this week as they were at Georgia Tech, and they showed up offensively, walking away with a 31-13 victory in order to get to 6-1 on the season. Notre Dame winners of 5 straight now, and the Fighting Irish are putting themselves right back into the conversation. Number 11, the BYU Cougars. BYU was at home this week against Oklahoma State on Friday night in an absolute thriller. BYU surviving another week with a 38-35 victory as they are 7-0 on the season. And if BYU can keep winning these type of games, then BYU will definitely be a strong candidate for the college football playoff. Number 10, the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State had a home game this week against the University of Central Florida Knights, and it was a really close game. We really thought Iowa State was going to take their first L of the year, but they survived 38-35. They are 7-0 on the season, and Iowa State really making some noise in college football. Number 9, the Clemson Tigers. Clemson had a home game against Virginia this week, and Kate Klubnik came out, took care of business. 3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards passing, as Clemson beat Virginia 48-31. They are 6-1 on the season, and they are really making some noise after they lost their first game of the year to Georgia. Number 8, LSU. LSU this week went to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas, and LSU put the clamps down in this game. The running game was a big reason why. If LSU can run the football like this every week, they are going to be extremely difficult to beat. 6-1 on the season thus far, and the sky is the limit for the LSU Tigers. Number 7, Tennessee. The Tennessee Volunteers hosted number 7 at the time, Alabama, this week, and Tennessee again got no points in the first half, but it was a real back and forth affair in the second half as Tennessee, like the Cigars, beat Alabama 24-17. Tennessee is 6-1 on the season, and they have a bye next week, so Tennessee could really climb in the poll over the next few weeks. Number 6, the Miami Hurricanes. Miami went on the road this week as they were at the Louisville Cardinals, and this really was a high-scoring back-and-forth game. Cam Ward, 4 touchdown passes as the Hurricanes beat Louisville 52-45. Miami is 7-0 on the season, and Miami could be right now the best team in all of the ACC. Number 5, the Texas Longhorns. Texas was the top-ranked team in the land in last episode of the video, but they fell this week. They hosted number 5 Georgia, and they were down 23-0 at the half. The Longhorns never really had the lead. This was a one-possession game early in the fourth, but then Georgia just put the hammer down, beating them 30-15. Even in the loss, Texas is 6-1 on the season. They're going to be playing Vanderbilt next weekend, so definitely a great matchup, and number 5 in the country. Number 4, Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State is 5-1 on the season as they were the 4th team out of 5 teams this week to have a bye to rest and recoup as they lost a thriller to the Oregon Ducks 32-31 last week. But Ohio State, the second half of the season, if they can show up and show out, they could remain in the top 5. Number 3, Penn State. Penn State is 6-0 on the season. The last team in the top 25 show that had a bye to rest and recoup. And Penn State has had a perfect first half of the season. And if they can duplicate what they did in the first half of the season in the second half of the season, then they definitely could be taking home a Big Ten championship. Number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia went on the road this weekend to Austin, and they were at number 1 Texas Longhorns at the time, and they showed up and they showed out. Georgia's front 7 has played the best in this game that it has played all year long, especially in the first half. They sacked Texas 7 times, walked out with a 30-15 beatdown. Georgia's 6-1 on the season and looking to get the top rank in the nation back. Number 1, the Oregon Ducks. Oregon has 7-0 on the season as they have Friday night football at Purdue, and they came out and dominated from start to finish, 35-0. The Ducks beat Purdue, and Oregon is looking unbeatable right now as for the first time this season, they are the number 1 team in the land. And that was the 2024 College Football Top 25 Week 9 show, based on the AP poll that dropped earlier today. Who do you think should be in the top 25 that's not there? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. And if you want to see some more of me, Nicky D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have a wonderful day. I'm Nicky D. This is the Nicky D channel, and I will see all of y'all beautiful people next time. Bye, y'all.